UK.com/Radio 1. That's where you need to go. It's time now for the hottest record in the world. This one has been setting Twitter on fire today. Seriously, people all across the United Kingdom and the world getting very excited about hearing this. This track has endeared itself to people, a lot of people, not just in the sub-bass and dubstep categories, the club categories, but people who may not necessarily listen to that kind of music but love the energy, love the vibe and the melody of it. The artist is called Caspa, one of the founding fathers of the dubstep movement from the Dub Police label. He runs that, he makes music, and you know the riff in this, back for the first time. It's already legendary. Not always a guaranteed or proven winner, he's decided to collaborate with a vocalist. See how it works. Let's get the backstory on it before we play it. Tonight's hottest record in the world. This is Caspa. It's hottest record in the world time right now. And, with a recently amended version of a song which we already consider a classic, originally called Back for the First Time. Caspa has now put Mr Hudson on the record. It's a 50-50 collaboration called Love Never Dies, back for the first time. And we have the dopest ghost in town, Caspa, on the phone. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Busy, keeping busy.
Always keeping busy, mate. That's what we like about you. Proactive as always. Tell us a little about the change from Back for the First Time to now Love Never Dies with the addition of Mr Hudson on the vocal. Was that an obvious thing for you?
It was strange because it was never planned, really. I was in the studio with Hudson working on something else, and I just played him some bits I was working on and bits that were finished, and he heard it, he loved it. He was off to America and he took it with him. I think he was listening to it, got back, he was like, oh, I've written something for it. It's like, cool, let's hear it. Sent it over. I was like, wow, that's really nice. What do you think about a few changes? Changed it around and it was kind of done, and we was like, wow, it fits really nice. We thought, like, let's go with it. Let's give it a go and see what people think. And it's nice, I think, because the track's quite powerful as it is, but he hasn't tried to overtake the instrumental. He's kind of gone with it, which was nice.
It's a perfect collaboration. We're about to find out what people think of it. Keep your mobile phone handy if you're listening. Tell us how you feel about the addition of Mr Hudson and Caspa back for the first time. Love Never Dies, tonight's hottest record.
This is Thursday night. Y'all better get ready. And it's about 7:30 p.m. and my man Zane is about to put on the hottest joint in the world. I still hear you, I still see you when I close my eyes. I can still feel you, and I still want you. Love never dies. Love never dies. Love never dies. We must have sat upon an old bench for 10 long summers. Girls and football, and it was green and birds and alcohol. I won't forget the night that we just couldn't make it listen. You thought you were always right, but you were so wrong. You were so headstrong, and now you're gone. But I still hear you, I still see you when I close my eyes.
got Caspa on the phone, producer of that track, back for the first time, which as an instrumental has, been one of your bigger records, right, Caspa?
It has actually been normally I'm known for doing like big remixes, so it's probably the biggest tune I've done. See, as an independent by myself.
As an original, yeah. Now with Mr Hudson on the vocal, and I have to say, in my humble opinion, I'm wary of additional vocals. When there's a little bit of heat around an instrumental and then producers go, cool, we need a vocal tied in to give it more momentum. I'm always a bit nervous and it doesn't always work. But the first time we heard that last time when it was pinged over on email, we listened to it in the studio during the show. We all looked at each other and we're just like, man, this is, like you say, it's perfectly suited.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more, Zane. Like, I always find it frustrating when there's such a big instrumental around and people just go, I'll tell you what, let's vocal it because we want to sell more records or whatever. Let's just do it for the sake of doing it. But this was kind of like, it was nice because this was really natural. Yeah. And as soon as I heard the vocal, the first one I was thinking is if it overtakes the instrumental, I just don't want it to happen. Yeah. But it was weird. It worked so well, and it just stayed in my head. And it was like, actually, do you know what? We've got to do something with this because it's just such a nice track.
It's great. It's going up and on the blog for 7 days. Before we let you go, now that we've got the hottest record done and dusted, let's talk about a couple of other things that are happening. Dub Police, obviously, the label going from strength to strength. You had your mixtape out recently, but what I'm really interested in, because I know you have a lot of new music floating around, I have that. I've experienced that personally. Tell us a little bit about future album and where your head's at.
So at the moment, I'm just trying to get back in the studio again. I'm so busy, like touring and stuff. I kind of want to. There's no album ready for this year, but maybe next year. I'm just trying to get my head down and write as much music as I can. Not necessarily write music just for the album, just write music to play out. And I think that's the most natural way to do it. Now apart from that, I'm just playing at some real big gigs this year, like Creamfields, Global, Lollapalooza in America. I'm doing like FIFA Rocks coming up, and I'm playing India in December.
Crazy.
There's just a lot of DJing going on, so I'm just trying to get back in the studio where I can, and get my head down.
Fair play to you, man. Always busy, always doing good things. It's good to catch up with you, Caspa. Thanks for your time, man.
All good, man.
And we're gonna put this up on the blog now for the next 7 days. The hottest record in the world, Caspa and Mr Hudson. Love Never Dies, back for the first time. Peace, man.
Peace.
Well, 81199 on the text. It's to be expected that a lot of people who really, really love that as an instrumental are going to take a little while to get their head around a vocal, and that's why it's always a bit dodgy ground when you come out with a vocal after you've already established a track as a club banger. But equally, there's a lot of love for that. And I really think that the people who are concerned at the moment will really come to appreciate that vocal. I agree with Caspa, as you heard in that interview. I think it perfectly suits the instrumental and it doesn't detract from it. This is stuck in my head already, definitely a good move. This is pretty special from Josh and Laura driving to Somerset, and that previous one from the 102. A lot of respect for Mr Hudson as an artist, but doesn't really work. That's from Ian. I love it, says Tom and Hawley. Quality, put a whole new dimension to the tune. Word up to Caspa and Mr Hudson. Amazing track from Spike and Sunderland. Sounds great with Hudson from Bertha and Reading. What a madly and insanely good song. I love Caspa so much. That's from 994. Wow, it works really well. I love it. Really catchy from Charlotte and Bradford upon Avon. If it ain't broke, don't fix it from Ben and Leeds. Don't work for me from John the Trucker. This one says the vocal fits like a jigsaw piece, ending in 697. Goosebumps already from Ben in Birmingham. So there you go. We appreciate all opinions. Thank you for sending text in 81199. Caspa will be aware of all this. So will Mr Hudson. They know when they pull it together and do this track that there's going to be people who are going to be a bit thrown. But at the end of the day, let it simmer, let it settle. You hear it a lot on Radio 1. We'll certainly be playing it. Look out for it across the weekend with the likes of Annie Mac, Mr Jam. Rob DeBank will no doubt get involved as well. And you might hear it across the daytime as well. Someone like Reggie will be a big fan of this. Keep an ear out for it. Keep an open mind. Try if you can, forget the first time you heard the instrumental and what it meant to you. Try and put yourself in the position and treat it like a brand new song, and you might find yourself in possession of something very special.